Welcome to this full body gentle mobility session with me, Rowen. This is great for just general full body mobility, and it's also really good for recovery of your body as well. Let's start in a seated position, either on the ground in any comfortable position. Sit up nice and tall through your spine, shoulders back, mouth closed, and breathing in and out nice and calm through your nose. We're going to try and maintain this type of breathing throughout the class as well. Once you've taken a few nice deep breaths in and out through your nose, you can start moving your head gently from side to side, stretching and mobilizing your neck. So when you take your head over to one side, feel the opposite side of your neck gently stretching. Just pause and hold it there for a few seconds at a time. You can hold it a bit longer as well if you like. Keep going with this for a few repetitions, no rush, just going through them at your own pace. And now with exactly the same sort of idea, but turning your head from side to side, just as far as you can, as far as it's comfortable, not trying to force any movement at all. It shouldn't feel strenuous. You're just gently negotiating a little bit more room in your movements. And let's just do 2 more of those per side. Now, keeping your tall seated position, start rolling your shoulders up and back, getting nice big circles through your shoulders and your shoulder blades in your upper back. Imagine you're trying to massage your upper back with your shoulder blades. And now just 2 more repetitions of that one before relaxing your shoulders down. Now reaching your arms up above your head, take a deep breath in. Take your right hand down to the floor, reach over towards the right side with your left arm, then back to the center and over to the other side. Breathe in when you come up to the middle with both arms. Breathe out when you stretch down to the side. Breathe into the center. Breathe out, stretch over to the side. And just continuing at your own pace from side to side. Feel the stretch down the side of your shoulder and your rib cage and your stomach, maybe even into your lower back. And whichever side you get to next, let's hold it over to that side. Then take your top arm down towards the floor as if you're trying to put it down next to the hand that's down on the ground. Getting a good side stretch with a little bit of a twist as well. This is really good for the lower back and hips. Continue taking nice deep breaths in and out. Focus on breathing deep into your belly as well. Take a breath in, reach up to the sky, and let's go over to the other side. Taking your top arm down and across to reach down towards the hand that's already on the floor, twisting over to the other side. Taking a few deep breaths on this side, enjoying the stretch. Enjoy this position we don't often get into with our back. Take one more nice deep breath in this position, and then slowly come all the way back up to the center. Reach both arms up to the sky, deep breath in, and then fold forward. Take your arms forward as far as they can on the floor. When you can't reach forward anymore with your hands, then relax your body down over your legs. I really like to just move around, wiggle around a bit in this position. It feels great for the hips and lower back. Remember, you can also do this seated on the chair, just leaning down over your legs towards the floor. And let's take one more deep breath in this position before coming all the way up. Lean back onto your hands, step your feet out quite wide, about shoulder distance apart, and then take both of your knees down towards your right hand side. Now, both knees are bent to 90 degrees. Your feet stay in the same position and just your knees go down towards one side. And imagine that you're trying to twist your chest and upper body towards the left-hand side to counter twist. Then take your knees over to the other side. So your knees are down to the left and you're twisting your body towards the right-hand side, feeling a great stretch into the hips. And now let's flow the movement from side to side. So just slowly going from one side to the other, breathing at the same time. The slower the better with this sort of stretch. These movements of the hip joints are called internal and external rotation, not movements that we do very often, but so important for the health of our hips and our low back. And now the next time you take your knees over towards the right-hand side, hold them down to that side. Sit all the way over onto your right butt. And then position your legs so that you're at 90 degrees at each of your knees. Sit up nice and tall. Reach your left arm up nice and tall. And then fold over your leg, reaching forward with your left arm. Come all the way back up to seated and then fold back down. Each time you come up, take a deep breath in. Each time you fold down and forward, exhale. You'll feel most of the stretch in the hip and the leg that you are folding over. So in this case, it's your right leg and hip that's stretching. The reason this stretch is so good is because your hips and your back are directly connected, literally. And when any of the muscles in your buttocks and your hips are tight and your hips are immobile, then your lower back has to compensate for that lack of movement in your hips. So this is going to feel great. Just make your hips feel nice and open. Let's come up and go over to the other side. So switch your knees over so that you're facing now towards the left-hand side. Reach your right arm up and then reaching forward and down towards the floor. Breathe in when you come up. Exhale when you reach forward and down. You can also slightly change the angle that you fold down over your leg, and you'll feel a change in the stretch in your leg and hip if you change the direction that you're folding down in. Hold the position, but don't hold your breath. You'll feel your body tense up in these difficult stretch positions, and we use our breathing to calm our nervous system. Let it know that it's all good in these stretch positions. We are in control. Take one more deep breath in this folded position, and then slowly coming all the way up into a seated position. If you sat cross-legged before, cross your legs the opposite way. So whichever leg you would naturally put in front of the other, cross them over the other way. Otherwise, legs straight out in front of you or seated on the chair. Take a deep breath in, reach your arms up nice and tall, and fold forward down over your legs. Take your hands to the floor or towards the floor. And now walk your body over towards the left-hand side, reaching across further with your right arm, getting a stretch down the right side of your body, and maybe even a bit more into the right hip. Taking some nice deep breaths here into your belly, and then walking over to the opposite side, reaching across now more with your left arm towards the right-hand side. Again, I like to move around a little bit in these positions. I enjoy the way that the stretch feels when I do that. Breathing in and out one more time, nice and deep, and then walk your hands back to the center and sit back up tall. Lift your arms up to shoulder height with your elbows bent. This is called a cactus position. And then reach them out in front of you, bringing your arms together, clasping your fingers. Then breathe in, open your arms back up, open your chest. Breathe out, reach your arms forward. So the idea here is that when I open up my chest, I'm taking in the deep breath. And when I reach forward, I'm compressing and breathing out, rounding and stretching into the upper back and shoulder blades. I'll turn around so that I can show you from the side here. Rounding back, open chest. Exhale, reaching forward. And big inhale, opening up the chest and the lungs. Keep flowing from one movement to the other. The next time you open your arms up nice and wide, keep them up in that position, and now just bringing your elbows together in front of you, and then open your arms, squeezing your shoulder blades. So we're going back and forth between this sort of flying motion with our arms. Again, really great for the posture muscles in the upper back, working the muscles and opening up and stretching the chest muscles. Now, keeping your arms out nice and wide, and then rotating your hands down towards the floor in front of you and rotate them back up. So slowly down to the front and then rotating back behind you. Keep your elbows in the same position, and it's just your knuckles and your hands that are going down and up. You'll feel a good burn happening in the shoulders at this point, and just breathe through that nice deep working burn. Let's get through just one more repetition of that. Excellent. Now moving your head around a little bit just to make those shoulder muscles feel a bit better. You can change up your sitting position if it helps you to be a little bit more comfortable at this point. And now shaking out your hands and your wrists, getting some good blood flow and mobility into your knuckles and your wrist joints. Clasp your fingers together and roll through your wrists. Try to isolate the movement to your hands so that you're keeping your elbows and your forearms still. Just a couple more rolls. And then change into a kneeling position on your hands and knees. So hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. And to make sure that you're not putting a lot of pressure onto your wrist joints, spread your fingers out wide and get a good grip down into the floor, whether you're using a carpet or a mat, doesn't matter. And now arching through your back, extending your back, look forward, reach your chest forward, and then pull your chin to your chest, round your back, and try to tuck your butt underneath your hips, getting a good rounding action. Now let's go back and forth between these two. So chest forward, look forward, and then press the ground away, pull your chin to your chest, round through your spine. So if you look at the way I'm doing it in the video, you'll see that I'm trying to get most of the movement into my back and not with my neck. So the focus is on the middle and upper back, trying to flex and extend as much as possible, but it should always feel good. So if you get any pain in one of these two positions, then you just make the movement a little bit less. And remember, if you're not breathing, then you're not in control. So nice, easy breathing all the way through both of the positions. This is a great one. It's called cat-cow. It's excellent for spine health. Now let's get the back nice and flat. Lift your right arm up. Pull your elbow up towards the sky. Twist to look up towards the sky. And then on an exhale, reach your right arm down through the gap that your left arm and your left leg makes. Try to get your right shoulder all the way down towards the floor, and you can even rest your head down onto the ground as well. Your left arm stays down on the ground for support, and you're just holding this position and breathing, hopefully feeling a bit of a stretch in your upper back and shoulder. Then unwind, reach your elbow right back up to the sky, and then putting your hand down on the floor, and repeat the same on the other side. Once you've opened up towards the sky, threading the needle all the way through towards the other side and getting your shoulder down onto the ground. This one is called threading the needle. Taking a couple breaths down at the bottom. And remember, keeping that supporting hand, just pressing into the ground so that you're not putting all of the weight onto your shoulder and your head. And then let's unwind all the way back up, looking back up towards the sky, and then bringing your hand back down to the floor. Bring your big toes together behind you. Take your knees out a bit wider, and then sit your butt down towards your heels, keeping your chest reaching forward so that your back stays nice and long. And then reach your arms forward out in front of you as far as you can. And then slowly taking your head and chest down towards the floor. This one's called child's pose. Once you've taken a few breaths here, then walking your hands over towards one side. So let's go over towards the right side first. So at this point, you're reaching more across to the side with your left arm to get a stretch down the left side of your body, maybe into your shoulder and lower back as well. Breathing deep into your left rib cage. Now moving over to the opposite side. So reaching over towards the left side and more so with your right arm across towards the left side. Breathing now into the right rib cage. And let's take 3 more deep breaths in this position. Then walking your hands back to the center. And then coming into a kneeling position. Bring your hands to about shoulder distance apart. Then walk your knees back a bit further so that you're in a kneeling push-up position. You can see that from my knees up to my shoulders is like a plank position, as if I'm about to do a push-up. Then, keeping your elbows straight, sink down through your shoulder blades and press back up. It's just my shoulder blades coming together, stretching into the shoulders and upper back. Keeping your arms completely straight and not letting your lower back and hips sag down. You can also do a few of these where you challenge yourself a bit more by bending your elbows, going down as far as you can, and then doing a push-up all the way up to the top. You can do a few of these and then come all the way down onto your stomach. Once you're all the way down on your stomach, we're going to work on strong extension. So squeeze your tummy muscles, squeeze your shoulder blades together, and lift your hands up off the floor. Keep looking straight down towards the mat. You'll feel all your back muscles, upper back, lower back. Squeeze your buttocks, and now reach your arms down next to you like you're in a flying position. Keep squeezing your shoulder blades together. Keep breathing well the whole time. And then bring your hands underneath your shoulders, lower your chest all the way back down to the floor. Just taking a short rest. We're going to repeat that again. So squeezing your shoulder blades together. Lift your chest up off the floor. Lift your hands. Keep breathing well. And now pulsing your arms up and down. So squeezing your shoulder blades together and releasing down. Squeeze and release. Pulsing a few times. Keep looking down towards the floor to keep your neck nice and safe. Now, lift your elbows and hold. Reach your arms down into that flying position. And now pulsing your arms up and down, touching your fingertips and lifting them up. Maintain this strong extension position. Keep breathing well. One more rep. And then bring your hands back underneath your shoulders. Lower your chest down to the floor. Relax for a moment. And now to press yourself up like a push-up, keep your core nice and strong, press yourself up all the way onto your knees, and then sitting back onto your knees. Let's get into position. On our buttocks, you can turn over, legs straight out in front of you, and lay down all the way onto your back. Keep your right leg straight, lift your left knee all the way up towards your chest. Take your left arm out to the side at shoulder height. Hold on to your left knee with your right hand, and then Take your leg across your body. So your left leg is going to the right side of your body, keeping the rest of your upper back and lower back flat on the ground. Your hips will rotate a little bit away from the floor, that's fine. But feel a good stretch into your left buttocks and maybe even your lower back. Remember holding the position, but not holding your breath. Bring your leg back to the center. Pull your right knee in. Hug your knees into your chest. Now changing legs. So keep holding your right knee. Straighten your left leg down onto the mat. And then twist your right leg over towards the left side of your body. Keeping your right arm and right side upper back flat down on the floor. Taking some nice deep breaths, enjoying the stretch in your right buttocks. Release your leg back to the middle. Pull both knees once again up into your chest, hugging your legs in, getting a nice rounding in your lower back. You can even do a couple rocks from side to side. That usually feels pretty good. Once you've got a nice flat lower back down into the floor, straighten your legs all the way down onto the mat. Release your arms down at your sides. Basically just getting into a really comfortable position for you. So that might look a bit different. If you want to change your position slightly, that's fine. The main thing here is that you can completely relax your body and just focus on your breathing for the last few minutes of class. Slow your breathing down. Feel that each time you exhale, your muscles, your joints, everything just relaxes a little bit more. Your breathing can be used as a tool for heightening your senses, but also calming your nervous system, calming your body down, calming your mind down. So use this tool at any point during your day, just taking a few deep, slow, calm breaths, and you'll actually feel your mood changing within a few minutes. And now, as we start to finish off with our session, waking up your body a little bit more before you sit up. Open up your mouth, stretch your mouth and your jaw open as wide as you can, like a big yawn, getting rid of any of that tension that you're holding in your neck and your jaw. Bend into both knees, pull them in towards your chest, and roll onto one side of your body. Just taking a moment on your side to take a few breaths. And when you're ready, coming all the way up into a seated position, whatever is comfortable for you. I always recommend taking a few breaths in the seated position just to orientate yourself before standing up and carrying on with your day. Well done, everyone. Thank you guys so much for joining the class. Please let me know if you have any suggestions of either parts of the body that you would like to work on or specific types of classes. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you very much.